You are lying to yourself. Every single night, you set that alarm for 5 a.m., feeling like an absolute conqueror. You watch a couple of podcasts. You get hyped up on that hustle culture adrenaline, and you make a silent vow that tomorrow is the day everything changes. Tomorrow, you become the person who gets after it. But then the sun isn't even up, the room is freezing, and that alarm goes off. What do? You negotiate. You tell yourself that sleep is actually really important for recovery. You tell yourself that 5 more minutes won't kill your dreams. You smash that snooze button, and in that one fraction of a second, before the day has even officially started, you have already lost. You didn't just lose time. You lost respect for yourself. You started your day with a broken promise to the only person who actually matters. You woke up as a victim to your own comfort, and you wonder why the rest of your day feels like you are just desperately trying to catch up. You wonder why you feel this quiet, constant anxiety humming in the background of your life. It's because deep down, your brain knows it can't trust you. Let me tell you about a guy named Marcus. Marcus was exactly where you are right now. Smart guy, had big plans, wanted to build a business, wanted to finally stop feeling like he was living at 30% of his potential. He read the books, he knew the stats, he knew the heavy hitters were all up before the sun, so he committed to the 5 a.m. club. Day 1, he actually did it. He dragged himself out of bed, drank his water, read 10 pages of a philosophy book, and felt like a god. By 9 a.m., he had done more than most people do all day. He went to sleep that night feeling unstoppable. Day 2, the alarm goes off. It's a little harder this time. The novelty has worn off, but he pushes through. Day 3 is the killer. The fatigue has compounded. The bed feels like a magnet. The alarm shrieks in the dark, and Marcus starts doing the math. If I sleep until 6:30, I can still technically get my work done if I rush. He hits snooze. He sleeps until 7:15, wakes up in a panic, rushes his shower, skips breakfast, gets to work feeling disorganized and defeated. The 5 a.m. dream was dead by Wednesday, and it wasn't just that he woke up late. It was the poison that crept into his mind. The quiet voice that whispered, "See, you can't do this. You're just not that kind of guy." Every time he tried again over the next 6 months, he failed faster, because his baseline assumption was failure. He had trained his brain to understand that his nighttime ambition was completely disconnected from his morning reality. He was a visionary at midnight and a coward at dawn. Here is the brutal truth that Marcus didn't understand, and the truth you need to swallow right now. The 5 a.m. rule has absolutely nothing to do with the time on the clock. 5 a.m. is not a magical hour where the universe hands out free success tokens. You can wake up at 5 a.m. and still be a complete loser. The paradigm shift is this. Waking up is not a physical action. It is a psychological war. It is the very first negotiation of your day, and the opponent is your own weakness. When that alarm sounds, you are being tested. You are standing at a crossroads between the version of you who makes excuses and the version of you who executes. If you hit snooze, you are subconsciously telling your brain that your comfort is more important than your ambition. You are choosing the warm, soft, easy path, and how you do one thing is how you do everything. If you fold in the first 10 seconds of the day, of course you're going to fold when your real work gets hard. Of course you're going to fold when that project gets difficult. You have primed your nervous system for surrender. But when you launch yourself out of that bed, despite every biological urge screaming at you to stay under the covers, you do something incredible. You manufacture willpower out of thin air. You cast a vote for the person you want to become. It is a daily, violent rejection of mediocrity. You aren't waking up early to get more hours in the day. You are waking up early to prove to yourself that you are in control. It is an exercise in absolute dominance over your own mind. It builds a fortress of self-respect that nothing external can penetrate, because you have already conquered the hardest enemy you will face all day. If you want to stop being a victim of the snooze button and actually weaponize your mornings, you need to strip away the emotion and implement a hard, unforgiving system. Motivation is garbage. Systems are everything. Here are 3 ruthless steps you are going to take starting tonight. Step 1, the 1-second rule. The mistake you make is giving your brain time to think. The human brain is a master rationalizer. If you give it 3 seconds, it will formulate a perfect logical argument for why you should go back to sleep. You must eliminate the negotiation phase entirely. When that alarm sounds, you have exactly 1 second. You do not think about how tired you are. You do not think about what you have to do today. You treat that alarm like a fire alarm. The physical reaction must be immediate. You throw the covers off. You sit up. You put your feet on the floor. Action precedes motivation, not the other way around. Move the body and the mind will be forced to follow. Step 2, the distance protocol. If your phone is within arm's reach of your bed, you are setting yourself up for failure. You are relying on willpower in your weakest, most vulnerable state. It is a losing strategy. Tonight, you plug your phone in across the room. Better yet, plug it in the bathroom. Force yourself to physically stand up and walk across a cold floor to turn off that noise. By the time you are vertical and moving, the spell of sleep is broken. You have changed your physical state, which immediately alters your mental state. Do not get back in the bed. The bed is lava once you step out of it. Step 3, the night before. Contract. Nobody wakes up at 5 a.m. just for the sake of waking up at 5 a.m. If you don't have a clear, hyper-specific mission for those early hours, you will fail. Vague intentions die in the dark. You cannot wake up and then decide what to do. Tonight, you write down exactly what happens from 5 to 6 a.m. Not, I will work on my business. No. You write, I will write 1,000 words of my new script. Not, I will work out. No. You write, I will do a 3-mile run and 50 push-ups. You write the contract. You leave it right next to your alarm. When you wake up, you don't have to make any decisions. You just execute the contract. Decision fatigue is real, and you don't want to waste your morning energy figuring out your plan. This is not about being a morning person. This is about building a life where your word is absolute law. Tomorrow morning, that alarm is going to ring. The room will be dark. The bed will be warm. Who are you going to be?